What is the crack? This is Positive Genius Part 4. So I think this is going to be the second last. There's going to be this and one more video. This will finish out the whole Positive Genius bit. You'll be well on your way to mapping out everything you need to do to get the stuff that you said you wanted, whether it was the 6-week, 90-day, year goal, whatever it is you're working on right now. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get rocking on this thing here. Give us a second. Where is the fucking shit? Here it is. So I'm going to do a quick review. We did in the first part of this here, we looked at choosing the most valuable reality. The last couple of videos then we looked at mental cartography, so mapping your success route. We talked about putting meaning markers on your goals. We looked at the core 4. So you want to have goals in health and wealth and success and relationships. I talked briefly about how those were split. We will look at that in more detail in the whole gamification. But a quick run through right now. Health is split into fitness, nutrition, 2 areas of health. You've got to have a nutrition and a fitness goal in health. Wealth is going to be your, whether it's a number you're chasing after or it is you're changing your business, whatever your goal is in wealth. Could be simple, cold, hard cash, if you like. And then we always study something with wealth. So say you want to learn more about sales, that you could be reading a sales book the whole fucking month. Or you might want to finish 3 books in 90 days. But we have a wealth goal, which is keep fucking money or clients or a certain number of members. And then there is something that you're going to study. Success, meditation daily, filling out your active appreciation. Relationships, I kind of broke that down. I was talking about my goal where I want to go on like a holiday every 90 days with my family and my wife. And there's shit that I do on a daily and weekly basis to make sure that by the end of the 90 days, I'm going on people who want to fucking go on holiday with me, right? So that's the 4 areas. We talked about setting goals in there. We looked at where you could be spending most of your time. Most people are 1, maybe even 2-dimensional when there's actually 4. And I showed you through this here. If you look back at mine, all I was doing was business and relationships. That was it. And there was 2 other bits in my, so the two of the 4 dimensions that we live in, and I was just fucking completely negating. All right. So then we looked at meaning markers. We give you the questions and you had the task to fill out the happiness chart for the last year. So that's where we were. I talked about you focusing on the positives. We're looking at neuroplasticity and shit like that. Where like if you're living in the problem, we need to start getting you to start living in the solution and seeing the opportunities that exist in the marketplace. And that's part of why we journal. Another thing that is good is like altruism, fucking holding the door open for somebody, giving somebody without expecting something back, basically. Giving somebody on the street that hasn't got 2D, you're giving them a $5 or something like that, or buying a fucking dude lunch that, can't afford it for himself. Any fucking act of human kindness whatsoever. Right? So let's move on, because the next bit is a key strategy in you actually getting the stuff, because by now you should have gotten an idea of what you want to put into the goals for yourself in wealth and in health and in success and in relationships. You should be thinking about that. We need to get our ascension map for this fucking thing. So if you do not have this, I put my name in mine because there's fucking loads of people running about this building with these, because like I said, this is exactly how we manage all the staff and the people inside of Ascension in the mastermind too. So I was actually just filling this out this morning for myself, and you can see that I've got my 90-day goals in the 4 areas. Right, I've started filling this out, and I just have to break that down. And I've actually, one of the things I'm doing right after this is completing the rest of that. So let's walk you through what you need to do. So we need to map success before escape. This is a key factor. Most people, when they're starting a business, they start thinking, like say they're writing a book, start thinking about, well, how long it takes to write a fucking book. And then they start thinking like, well, fuck, my writing's not going too good. And quite a high percentage of people who write books don't actually fucking sell any. They're focusing on all the fucking ways it could go wrong instead of looking at all the ways it could go right. All right. So instead of thinking about why you're actually doing this in the first place and the amount of people it could help, they're thinking about how they're going to go broke while they're trying to get this fucking thing out, how the writing's going really shit, how many people actually fucking fail to write books, and how small a percentage of them actually become bestsellers. They are fucking mapping all the escape routes instead of mapping all the success routes. So this is a map hijacker. This is fucking you up. So we need to really look at like why you want all this stuff first, because the meaning markers are going to help. And then we need to map all the ways that it's going to work. We must map success before escape. Okay? So that's what we need to do. We need to get our core 4 goals. So here's your health, which 90-day outcome is the start, and then we reverse engineer this stuff, and thereby giving us the meaning markers why we're doing this, and we're giving us like little what would you call it? We're breaking the fucking thing down into easily manageable chunks and benchmarks, so we can aim for those, and it's giving you focus in the 3 months as well, and thereby breaking, like how do you eat an elephant? I said before, but you eat it one bite at a time. So we're breaking this thing down into manageable chunks, right? So what you need to do now is, having a thought and watch the last video, the couple of videos, all of the concepts and stuff we need to get down on paper into the core 4. So let's take wealth first. Let's look at the 90-day outcome. What do you want? Sorry, health. Okay, it's health. We're looking at health first. What is the 90-day outcome? Now, health is your fitness. So is there a fitness goal you could set for yourself in 90 days? I'll tell you, mine is coming up in the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to a thing called Breakpoint, which is like a 30-hour mission with the SAS. And they're going to put me through all sorts of fucking hell and shit. Why did I do that? Well, the thing is, if I didn't train, then they are going to fucking beat me in the submission. I'm not going to pass the test. So it's very visible that I have to go away, spend a weekend with these people. I'm at their mercy. They tell me what to fucking do, and I do it. That's given me a real focus and direction for my training, because there is a consequence if I do not do my training. When I go there, they're going to fuck me up. So if you're thinking about health and a fitness goal, we need to think about something that has maybe some transparency. That's why, like, people that do photo shoots, or like, imagine the Amazing 12. The Amazing 12 works really well and keeps you on track, stops you eating shit, going out in beers and skipping sessions, because you're taking before and after photos, and you've paid 1,500 quid for the luxury. So that's very transparent, it's open, and it's very definite. It's a, did you do it, did you not? That's where we want to get with this thing. So you need to think about yourself and your fitness and think, what would really motivate me? Because we can pick things that are really not motivational. Like, I want to lose weight because then I'll love myself again. That's actually a fucking negative motivation. You should love yourself now. And I'm not getting all fucking soppy and shit here, but like, getting abs isn't going to fucking help there. I mean, there's something else going on. That's not a positive motivation. We want positive motivations. Like, I will feel better, I'll have more energy, I'll be more productive, more clarity, if I am a fitter, healthier person. And if I just so happen to get abs along the way, well, that's fucking great. That's a positive motivation versus, I want to get abs because I fucking hate myself right now, and maybe I'll love myself when I get abs. That's pushing success with the cognitive horizon, like we were saying before. So remember to pick positive ones, not map hijackers or success hijackers, okay? That's what we would call that. Now, in that health goal, with the fitness there, it's going to come with a nutritional goal. So I'm not going to look good, feel good, perform good if I'm not fucking eating well. So we split that into 2. You get a half a point for fitness. Did you train? Half a point for nutrition. Did you eat what you were supposed to? Tick, tick. Okay. And daily, as you'll see in the gamification bit, that health goal that we're picking now, we break that down into, did you do it every day? Did you not? It's like, did you do it? Did you not? Did you do it? Did you not? Easy. With wealth, that's what we're going to break down in real detail. That's the bit we're going to show you how to reverse engineer and look at all the obstacles that are in the way, why you don't have it right now, and then how to get the overcoming strategy so that you can get what you want in the 90 days. All right. Anything else I need to say there? Yeah. Well, say it was like, I want to make fucking 50 grand, whatever. So you put in the 50 grand. I want 50 grand, and how that's going to happen. 50 grand by adding, 40 clients to my gym. 40 members over 90 days will give me 50 grand, right? Maybe. So you would put that down and break that down like that. And then as part of wealth, you're going to have that, the monetary bit, like your key 3, like you need to be doing, like there's so many sales you need to be closing, maybe you need to get certain leads. So that's the wealth part. But there's also a study bit of it. So half a point for doing something towards getting that wealth goal, and half a point for study. Now, success is going to be very, very easy. You pick a 90-day outcome and date. Again, something that's visible and good. I'm thinking about what mine is. Mine, like, I want to get at least 50 minutes meditation per week. That means I have to be meditating at least 10 minutes a day, 5 days of the week. And I'm saying that because I tried to do like 60 minutes a week, which was 10 minutes each day, bringing in the weekends. But there's some weekends I'm away and things like that, and it was just hard to do. So there's no point in setting myself up for failure, knowing what I know now. It'd be better for me to say I'll do 10 minutes at least during the weeks, and some days I will do 15. Today I did 20. So I'm above it this week already. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not setting myself up for failure here. So you're better to pick something that you know is a stretch, but it's not miles out of reach. It's definitely going to get done so that you can win. The idea is to set yourself up for success, not failure. All right, so I want to meditate 10 minutes every day for 5 days of the week. That's 50 minutes a week. For 12 weeks equals 600 minutes and 90 active appreciation. So never miss a single day journaling. That's my success goal. Now, I'm going to do some work on it and think, is there anything else I want to put in there for visibility-wise? But at the minute, that's okay for me. Relationships, like I said, mine's is a weekend off with my family. I'm going to cook 12 meals, one each week, 24 breakfast at least, and doing one random act of housework each 12 weeks. So look, there is mine. You fucking see it. It's in there. All right? So that's what I'm putting in there. That's what you need to sit and work on now. Pause the video, get your fucking 90 days go outcomes in, and I would suggest that you then pick a 60. What's the benchmark? 60 days. What will happen at the 60-day mark? Where will you be? And where will you be at the 30-day mark? This should be easy for you guys. You're fucking personal trainers. You do this with your clients every day. If you don't, what the fuck is it you're doing? I do not know. Okay, so pause the video now if you're watching and work that shit out. Cool. That's that part done. Now, next, the whole reason we do this shit is because this is another skill here which we call success accelerants. Do you remember the story I told you guys about the Navy SEALs, and there was a dude and he was fucking falling on his knees. The Afghanis were behind him, the Taliban, like, but the girl, she was a positive genius, and she actually seen the hill, knew it was a 600-foot hill, not a 900-foot hill, which he perceived it as because he was fucking tired as shit. She seen that it was a 600-foot hill, so she kept on going, even though I'm dragging this fucker with her. So she's dragging him up, and because she starts to move a bit, she starts to spur herself on because she's seen some successes, and then she starts to see, oh fuck, there's a route there, there's a much easier route over here, and if I can go there, it's going to be much faster to the helicopter extraction point. And because she sees that, her body is able to harness more of her emotional intelligence, IQ, all of her resources and her energy to give her what she needs to push on. And then she starts to tell you, get the fuck up, there's a way to do it. You get what I'm saying here. So this is the thing, as soon as a goal comes into view, your brain starts to release a load of neurochemicals called success accelerants, which makes you push on further to your goal. So when we do things like this and we have benchmarks and we check in and we're looking at it weekly, we can see ourselves getting closer and closing the gap towards what we say we want. And therefore, we are able to speed up everything that we need in order to accomplish that goal so that we can do it much, much faster. And the reason there's a picture of a marathon here is like, this is so well known a fact that in the marathon, the people, the medics on site know exactly where the X spot is, where the people can see the finish line, and they begin to speed up. And where those neurochemicals are dumped, the human body sometimes, depending on your fitness, cannot fucking cope. And that's where most people have cardiac arrests and they have a Harry Wine flute McLaughlin and they're fucking breakdancing on the floor. Right? That's what fucking happens. And I'm not laughing at dudes fucking dying here, but this is what happens, right? So they have that spot fucking to a T. They know exactly where that is, where it's going to happen, and that's where they set up all of the fucking heart thingamajiggies. I don't know what the fuck they're called. I'm not a medic, right? So they're all sitting there waiting for dudes to have Harry Wang flutes right at that spot. So we are using all of the resources that we can, and I'm giving you all of the skills that I possibly know of to make sure that success is absolutely possible. Not only possible, but probable for you. I'm even giving you the book. You guys have got the book. Now we need to document this shit and find that out for you. And that's why, we focus on daily tasks that we take from the journal, because then that's going to close the gaps, keep us on track. It's going to improve your focus, your productivity, and your performance. All right? And this is another thing. There was a study done 1926, was it Elliot Hull or Hull? Dr. Hull. Anyway, he was watching mice run through a fucking maze. Now, he had all the little yokes set up all the way across, like receivers to check their speed and this sort of shit. And he noticed a really crazy thing. That when the rats got closer to the end of the maze, even though they didn't know the length of the maze, they perceived themselves to be closer to the end and they started to speed up. And that was true every single time. So even if you don't know, if you perceive that you're closer to your goal, and this is what positive psychology tells us, because he was a behaviorist, positive psychologists know that it's actually a lot to do with perception. The closer you perceive success to be, the faster you move towards it. So even though we've mapped this shit out, there are still some other things we can do. And it's something which we do inside the Ascension Mastermind group as well when we're on the coaching calls. We like to find the 70% mark and then map towards it, because if you get to the 70% mark, the last 30, it just happens all by itself. You'll notice this. Look, when you're reading a book and you know you're getting closer to the end, you're getting closer, you start to read faster. You know when you're on a phone call and you're getting closer to the close, you start to speak fast. This happens. This is fact, right? This is behavioral psychology knows it. Positive psychology knows it. So how do we improve the closeness of perception of success, if that is a fucking term or a phrase, if you get me? Okay, so these are the 3 strategies you can do. 1, zoom in on the target. 2, magnify the size. And then 3, recalculate the thrust and the energy required. Right, so by now we've learned how to set goals. And goals that are rooted in meaning, because there's a big difference in having things that you actually want to achieve and things that you're made to achieve. I talked to you about the Simon Sinek quote where he says, working hard for something you don't love is called stress. Working hard for something you do love is called passion. So we want to have goals rooted in meaning. And then I've shown you how to map the way towards them. Now what we need to know is that the closer we perceive success to be, the more successful we become. So if we have a look at this, this is the SGITW part of it. So this is the shit that gets in the way. I've got mine here. And this is where we take the wealth goal and we name it. It's quite fucking blocky. Anyway, it'll do. So we name it. So project fucking gym launch. Project, what was one of the guys from 90 days to six figures? That was him. 90 days to 6 figures. Project 6 figures in 90 days or something in that fucking manner anyway, right? Something really entrepreneurish. But he knows exactly what he needs to do to get the 6 figures in 90 days. So I want you to do the same. Take your wealth goal. Like, what is it you're trying to achieve in the wealth goal? Is it to your first 10 clients? Could be from 30 to 50 clients. Some people are going from 100 to 150 clients. Whatever that project name is, it goes there. A. Then we look at B, the goal. What is the actual goal? What's it mean? So the project name, I want to get to 50 clients and da-da-da-da. B, what is the actual, how much is that goal like? What is it to? Is it 6 figures? Whatever. You put in the date. So you basically just fill in the fucking boxes. It's very, very easy. Today's date, then the target date. You can't see it there. Just the target date's down there. And then E, what are the payoffs? Now, if you've been listening to anything I've said, you'll know that this is very, very fucking important for you to nail the payoffs. Like, why are you doing this? That's the whole conversation I've been having is we need to have the meanings, deep-rooted meanings in our goals. Otherwise, they're just fucking jobs to do. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. So this, I'm expecting this shit, like the payoffs results, to be fucking full. It has to, and you're going to need to think that I can't do this shit for you. You need to think, what is, if you had that today, how would your life change? Would you have more time? Would you have more freedom? Would you be able to do more shit with your wife? With your kids? Would you have more holidays? I don't fucking know. How would your life change? You put your shit in there. I know what it does for me. You need to know what it does for you. Then you ask yourself the question, why do I not have that now? Like, why don't we have 150 clients in the gym now? And that is F. That's where the obstacles go. The obstacles, like, I don't have a lead generation system. I don't have a landing page. I don't have a sales funnel. I don't have an email campaign. I don't have a Facebook campaign. I don't know how to use Facebook. I don't even know how to build an ad, fucking audiences, conversions, pixels, blah, blah, blah. All the fucking obstacles go in there. In F. Then here, strategies. You write this shit. So what would you need to do to overcome this? And what you'll find is the obstacle is the way. It's like, I don't have a funnel. It's like, well, I need to build a fucking funnel. See that? So the obstacle is the way. The things that are in the way are the actual things that you need to do to overcome in order to get what you say you want. So we just need to fucking write this, go through this exercise until we find the obstacles in the way, the shit that gets in the way. That's why it's called SGITW. What's the shit that's getting in the way of you having all of these payoffs that you say you want? And these can become the strategies down here. All right? So that's where we need to get to, because this is another thing, like your brain is a goal-oriented machine. And when you start writing this sort of shit down, the first thing is that your brain subconsciously starts trying to work out ways to do this shit. It works out a couple of things, like I said in the piece before. One, how far away is it? That's the proximity. How likely are you to actually make it come true? The size. And then how much effort or thrust is required for you to actually achieve that goal. That's what your brain starts to do. And what we need to do here is just fucking use this as a written meditation. Just fucking start getting this shit down. Get it out of your head. Get it onto a page where we can record this stuff, and then we can start knocking these down one at a time over the next coming weeks, thereby getting closer to what you say you want, because when we've done all these strategies, we will have the payoffs. So that's what I want you to do. That is your task for now. We're not even going to go on to the next one. Your task for now is to get the core 4 goals in and get your shit that gets in the way, get that shit filled the fuck out. And then we will have everything we need to start filling in the rest of the book and get your key 3 and start working on them from the next coming days. So that is the crack. I want you guys to now go and do that shit. So that is it for this part of Positive Genius. There is one other little section which is going to talk about the last 2, noise cancelling and the positive inception bit and the last couple of little bits of the book. So for now, though, I think you've got enough work. So you go do that shit and then bounce on to the final one of Positive Genius. I'll see you on there. Speak to you soon.